Have you ever wondered if he's truly interested in you? Not just casually curious or temporarily intrigued, but genuinely invested? It's a question that has probably kept you up at night, replaying moments, dissecting texts, and second-guessing every interaction. You're not alone. So many of us have been there, caught in the whirlwind of uncertainty, craving clarity but unsure where to find it. Here's the truth. Men often reveal their feelings in ways that aren't always obvious. Their actions, not just their words, hold the key. But how do you decipher them? How do you separate fleeting interest from something real and enduring? That's where today's topic comes in.
We're diving into 5 crystal clear signs that he's genuinely interested in you.
These aren't just random behaviors, they're powerful signals rooted in how men connect and show care. If you can spot these signs, you'll not only uncover his true feelings, but also avoid falling into the traps of overthinking or misreading his intentions. But let's start with a common misconception, the belief that men will always be bold, direct, and vocal when they like you. While that's sometimes true, it's not the full picture. Interest can be subtle, layered, and nuanced, especially when he's trying to balance vulnerability with his own stoicism, a mindset often tied to self-control and emotional restraint. Men who embrace stoicism may not always wear their hearts on their sleeves, but their consistent actions speak volumes. Are you ready to uncover these hidden truths? Let's start with the first, most telling sign of all, when he makes an effort to stay in touch. 1. He makes an effort to stay in touch. Let me ask you this. Does he find any reasons to reach out to you? A man who's truly interested won't let too much time slip by without hearing your voice or seeing your name pop up on his screen. This isn't about grand gestures or elaborate plans, although those are great too. It's about the steady, quiet effort that shows you're on his mind. Picture this. You've had a busy week, barely had time to think, and suddenly there's his name. A thoughtful "how's your day going?" or "I saw something that reminded me of you." It might seem small, but it's not. That's him prioritizing you, carving out space in his life for you. Why does this matter so much? Because effort reveals intention. He doesn't need an excuse to talk to you. He doesn't wait for you to make the first move every time. And even when he's busy, work deadlines, family commitments, or whatever life throws his way, he still makes sure to check in. Does that resonate with you? Have you noticed this kind of consistency in someone's behavior toward you? Here's something else to think about. The timing of his communication. A man who's interested doesn't only reach out when it's convenient. It's not about a quick text at midnight when he's bored. It's about meaningful, well-timed efforts. When he messages you during a break at work or sends a quick "good morning" text, that's a glimpse into his thought process. It's his way of saying, "You matter enough for me to pause and connect." Now, let's address the flip side. When he doesn't make an effort to stay in touch, sometimes silence speaks louder than words. If he only contacts you sporadically or always waits for you to initiate, it's worth asking yourself, is he genuinely interested, or are you just a convenience? This isn't about playing games or expecting constant attention, it's about mutual effort. Relationships thrive on balanced communication where both people show up. If he's truly interested, he'll show it, not just with words, but with consistent action. And yes, even men who adopt a more stoic dating approach, a mindset focused on calm, deliberate actions, will find ways to connect if they value you. So, how can you tell if his effort is genuine? Pay attention to the details. Does he follow up on things you shared with him? For example, if you mentioned being nervous about a big presentation, does he check in afterward to see how it went? Does he remember the little things like your favorite coffee order or the story you told him about your weekend? These aren't random acts, they're signs of investment. He's not just hearing you, he's listening. And that's a rare and precious thing in today's world, where distractions are everywhere. Let's take it a step further. Have you ever noticed how he reacts when you're quiet for a while? Maybe you've been busy or needed some space. Does he reach out to check in? If he does, that's a clear sign he values your connection. If not, it might be time to reconsider whether his interest runs as deep as you'd like. Here's a challenge for you. Think about someone in your life who consistently makes an effort to connect. How does that make you feel? Seen? Valued? Appreciated? That's the kind of energy you deserve in all your relationships, romantic or otherwise. Don't settle for less. As we move into the next sign, let's remember this. Genuine interest isn't loud or flashy. It's steady, thoughtful, and unwavering. It's not about grand declarations, but quiet consistency. So if he's showing up for you, even in small ways, pay attention. Those moments often speak the loudest. Ready to dive into the next sign? Let's talk about how he pays attention to the little things, because trust me, the details matter more than you think. 2. He pays attention to the little things. Have you ever noticed how the smallest gestures can make the biggest impact? It's not always about grand romantic statements or sweeping acts of affection. Sometimes it's the quiet attention to detail that speaks volumes about how much someone cares. When a man is genuinely interested in you, his ability to notice and remember the little things is one of the clearest signs of his feelings. But what exactly does that look like? Imagine this: you casually mention your favorite dessert in passing during a conversation. Weeks later, you're out together, and he surprises you by ordering it for you without asking. Or maybe you tell him about a big event coming up at work, and days later he texts you to ask how it went. These aren't coincidences. These are intentional acts that say, I'm paying attention to you. I care about what makes you happy, what stresses you out, and what matters to you. Here's a question for you. Have you experienced this kind of attentiveness from someone recently? It's not always flashy, but it's deeply meaningful. When a man remembers what you say, whether it's your favorite flower, a dream you've shared, or even the way you like your coffee, it's a reflection of how much space you occupy in his mind. And let's be real, that kind of effort is rare in today's world. Why does paying attention to the little things matter so much? Because it shows investment. It's easy to make broad, generic gestures, but it takes effort and genuine interest to focus on the details. Think about it. When someone remembers something personal about you, doesn't it make you feel seen and appreciated? That's exactly what's happening when he pays attention to those little things. It's his way of saying, you're important to me. But let's take it deeper. It's not just about remembering details, it's about acting on them. Maybe you told him about your favorite book, and he surprises you with a copy of it. Or you mentioned how much you've been wanting to try a new restaurant, and he takes the initiative to plan a date there. These actions show that he's not just listening, he's actively finding ways to bring joy into your life. Have you seen this kind of intentionality in someone's behavior toward you? And let's not forget the importance of emotional details. A man who cares will pick up on your moods, even when you don't explicitly tell him how you're feeling. He'll notice when you're quieter than usual or when your energy seems off, and he'll check in. It might be as simple as asking, "Are you okay?" Or "You seem a little stressed. Do you want to talk about it?" These moments reveal a level of emotional awareness and empathy that only comes from someone who's genuinely invested in your well-being. If you're starting to recognize these signs in someone, let me tell you, you're not imagining things. This is real and it's powerful. But on the flip side, if you're not seeing these behaviors, it's worth considering whether his interest is as deep as you'd like. Relationships built on true connection thrive when both people are paying attention to each other, not just in the big moments, but in the small, everyday ones as well. Here's something to keep in mind. Men who embrace a stoic dating mindset often express their interest through consistent, thoughtful actions rather than words. Stoicism teaches emotional control and focus, and a man following this philosophy might not always verbalize his feelings. Instead, he'll show you through the little things by listening, remembering, and taking quiet but meaningful action. Are you seeing this pattern in someone you're dating? Now, let's talk about why this matters for the long term. A man who pays attention to the little things isn't just showing interest, he's showing respect. He's respecting your individuality, your preferences, and your emotions. He's taking the time to understand you on a deeper level. And that's the foundation of a strong and healthy relationship. Can you think of someone who makes you feel this way? If so, hold on to that connection, it's rare. Of course, it's important to reciprocate this energy. When someone shows you they care through the little things, it's a beautiful opportunity to show appreciation. Thank him when he remembers something thoughtful, and let him know how much it means to you. Relationships are a two-way street, and mutual effort is what makes them thrive. Before we move on, let me ask you this. If you're seeing these signs, have you let him know how much you appreciate his efforts? Sometimes a simple "I noticed what you did, and it means a lot" can strengthen the connection even more. Never underestimate the power of gratitude in a relationship. It's a game changer. As we wrap up this section, let's reflect. Paying attention to the little things is about more than just listening. It's about understanding, caring, and showing up. It's a sign of deep interest and genuine affection, and it's one of the clearest indicators of where someone's heart truly lies. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like this video and comment number 1 if you're loving these insights so far. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful relationship tips. It only takes a second, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's move on to the next sign, how he prioritizes quality time with you. This one is a big deal, so stick around. It might just change the way you look at your relationships forever. 3. He prioritizes quality time with you. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like you're competing for his time? Or does he make you feel like a priority, no matter what's on his plate? A man who's truly interested in you will go out of his way to spend time with you, not out of obligation, but because he genuinely wants to. And let's be real. In today's fast-paced world, where everyone seems to be juggling endless responsibilities, prioritizing someone's time is one of the clearest signs of genuine interest. Think about it, time is one of the most valuable things we have. We don't just give it away freely. When someone chooses to spend their time with you, it's a powerful statement. But it's not just about showing up, it's about how he shows up. Is he present with you? Does he put his phone away, look into your eyes, and engage in meaningful conversations? Or is he distracted, checking emails or letting his mind wander to other things? When a man prioritizes quality time, it's about more than just physical presence. It's about emotional availability. He's not just there in body, he's there in mind and spirit. He's asking about your day, sharing his thoughts, and listening not just to respond, but to understand. Have you ever had someone make you feel like you were the only person in the world when you were with them? That's the kind of quality time I'm talking about. Let's dig deeper. Prioritizing quality time doesn't always mean fancy dates or elaborate plans, although those are nice too. Sometimes it's the small, quiet moments that mean the most. It's when he invites you over for a cozy night in, cooks dinner for you, or takes a walk with you just to talk. These are the moments that build intimacy and connection. Here's a question. When he spends time with you, does he seem genuinely happy to be there? Does he laugh with you, make you feel comfortable, and let his guard down? A man who values your time together will show it through his energy and enthusiasm. He'll look forward to seeing you, and he won't make you feel like he's rushing off to the next thing. Let's talk about effort. When a man truly cares, he won't let excuses get in the way of seeing you. Yes, life gets busy, we all know that. But someone who values you will make the effort, even during hectic times. It might mean rearranging his schedule, sacrificing a night out with friends, or taking time off work. These actions show that he sees you as an important part of his life, not just an afterthought. Have you noticed this in someone? Maybe he's gone out of his way to plan a date, even when his schedule was packed. Or he stayed up late to talk to you, even when he had an early morning ahead. These moments reveal his priorities. When a man is interested, he doesn't just talk about wanting to spend time with you, he makes it happen. Here's another layer to this. Consistency. It's one thing to prioritize time with you once or twice, but genuine interest means showing up again and again. He doesn't disappear for weeks at a time or make you wonder where you stand. Instead, he's steady, reliable, and present. But let's be honest, there are times when men get it wrong. Maybe they've been influenced by a Stoic dating philosophy or the idea of maintaining emotional distance to seem more in control. While Stoicism teaches valuable lessons about self-mastery, it doesn't mean shutting people out. In fact, a truly Stoic man knows how to balance his independence with the importance of meaningful relationships. He'll understand that prioritizing you isn't a weakness, it's a strength. Let's flip this around for a moment. How do you feel when someone prioritizes quality time with you? It feels amazing, doesn't it? It makes you feel valued, cherished, and seen. That's exactly how he wants you to feel when he goes out of his way to be with you. His actions are saying, "You're worth my time." Now, let's address the flip side. What if he doesn't prioritize time with you? What if you're always the one initiating plans, waiting for him to make an effort, or feeling like an afterthought? This is where you need to pause and ask yourself, is his interest as strong as you'd like it to be? Relationships require mutual effort. If you're the only one showing up, it's worth reevaluating whether he's truly invested. But here's the good news. When someone does prioritize you, it's crystal clear. You won't have to wonder because his actions will leave no doubt. He'll find ways to make time for you no matter how busy life gets. And when he's with you, he'll make every moment count. Have you experienced this kind of connection before? If so, take a moment to appreciate it. Let him know how much it means to you that he prioritizes your time together. Relationships are built on mutual respect and appreciation, and expressing gratitude can strengthen your bond even further. Before we move on, let me share a challenge. The next time you're with someone who makes you feel like a priority, take a mental note of how it feels. Notice the effort he's putting in, the way he listens, and the way he makes you feel. And if you're not seeing these signs, don't settle. You deserve someone who values your time and presence. If you're enjoying this so far, let me know. Like this video and comment number 1 if you're finding these insights helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on more powerful relationship advice. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now that we've explored how he prioritizes quality time, let's dive into the next sign. How he shows genuine concern for your well-being. This one's all about emotional connection, so stay tuned, it's going to get deep. 4. He shows genuine concern for your well-being. Let me ask you this, have you ever felt truly cared for by someone? Not in a surface-level way, but in the kind of way that makes you feel safe, supported, and deeply valued. When a man is genuinely interested in you, one of the clearest signs is his concern for your well-being. He isn't just there for the fun moments, he's there for the tough ones too. And that kind of care is priceless. So, how does he show it? First and foremost, he pays attention to your emotional state. A man who cares will notice when something seems off, even if you don't say it outright. Maybe you're quieter than usual or you seem distracted. Instead of brushing it off, he'll check in with you. Are you okay? Is there something on your mind? Do you want to talk about it? These simple questions show that he's not just noticing, he's also willing to hold space for you. Now, think about how that makes you feel. Doesn't it create a sense of emotional safety? You don't have to pretend everything's fine when it's not. You don't have to carry the weight of your worries alone. He's there not to fix everything, but to support you, to listen, and to remind you that you're not alone. That's genuine concern, and it's one of the strongest indicators of real interest. But his concern doesn't stop at emotions. A man who cares deeply will also pay attention to your physical and mental well-being. Have you ever noticed someone asking if you're getting enough rest or reminding you to take care of yourself during a stressful time? These aren't just casual comments, they're signs that he's invested in your overall happiness. He wants you to thrive because your well-being matters to him. Let's talk about actions. When a man is truly interested, his concern will show up in what he does, not just in what he says. For example, if you're feeling under the weather, does he offer to bring you soup or medicine? If you're stressed about work, does he send you an encouraging message or help you brainstorm solutions? These actions might seem small, but they carry a powerful message. I'm here for you. Have you experienced this kind of care from someone? Maybe he noticed you were overwhelmed and stepped in to help without being asked. Or maybe he took the time to learn about something that's been bothering you so he could better understand and support you. These are the moments that reveal a man's true character and his feelings for you. Now, let's address a common misconception. Some people think that showing concern is a sign of weakness or dependency. But let's set the record straight. Caring about someone is a strength, not a weakness. It takes emotional maturity and empathy to truly invest in someone else's well-being. And for men who follow a Stoic dating mindset, this kind of care aligns perfectly with Stoicism. True Stoicism isn't about shutting down emotions, it's about mastering them and using them to build meaningful connections. A Stoic man understands that caring for someone isn't losing control, it's showing strength through compassion. Here's another question. How does he respond when you're going through a difficult time? Does he show up even when it's inconvenient? Does he offer support without expecting anything in return? These moments are incredibly telling. A man who's genuinely interested won't shy away from your struggles. Instead, he'll lean in and let you know he's there for you. But it's not just about responding to tough times, it's also about celebrating the good ones. A man who truly cares will be your biggest cheerleader. Did you land a promotion, finish a challenging project, or hit a personal milestone? He'll be the first to congratulate you and share in your excitement. Why? Because your happiness is his happiness. When you succeed, he feels proud, not of himself, but of you. Let's pause for a moment. Can you think of someone who consistently shows up for you like this? Someone who's there for both the highs and the lows, who listens when you need to vent, and who takes action when you need support? If you can, hold on to that connection, it's special. Now, let's talk about boundaries. Genuine concern doesn't mean overstepping or controlling. It's important to differentiate between care and possessiveness. A man who truly values you will respect your independence while still offering support. He'll trust you to handle your challenges, but will let you know he's there if you need help. That balance is key to building a healthy, lasting relationship. Before we move on, let me share a small challenge. Think about how you feel when someone shows genuine concern for your well-being. Do you feel valued, supported, and cared for? That's exactly how a healthy relationship should feel. And if you're not experiencing that kind of care, it might be time to reassess whether the connection is meeting your needs. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like this video and comment number 1 if you're finding these insights helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on more powerful relationship advice. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now that we've explored how he shows genuine concern for your well-being, let's move on to the final sign. How he talks about the future and includes you in it. This one's all about vision and commitment, so stay tuned. It's going to tie everything together beautifully. 5. He talks about the future and includes you in it. Let me ask you something. Has he ever mentioned the future and, without hesitation, included you in it? This might seem subtle at first, just a casual mention of something coming up in a few months, a joke about a trip you two should take, or even a playful comment about what your life together might look like. But make no mistake, when a man sees a future with you, he will start to include you in his plans. And when he does, it's one of the clearest signs that he's truly interested in building something meaningful with you. The way a man talks about the future says a lot about how he sees your relationship. When he's serious about you, he doesn't just focus on the here and now, he starts to think long-term. It might start with small hints like planning the next date or discussing an upcoming holiday. But over time, those hints grow into conversations about shared goals, dreams, and the life you could create together. Have you noticed this happening with someone in your life? Imagine this, you're talking about a concert you'd love to see, and instead of brushing it off, he says, "We should go to that together." Or maybe you're discussing a dream vacation and he says, "That sounds amazing. Let's make it happen one day." These aren't just throwaway comments. They're glimpses into how he's imagining a future with you in it. And when he takes it a step further, actually setting plans in motion, you know his intentions are serious. But let's not confuse future talk with empty promises. A man who's genuinely interested doesn't just talk, he follows through. If he says, "We should take a trip," he starts looking into dates and destinations. If he mentions introducing you to his friends or family, he makes it happen. His actions align with his words, creating a sense of trust and reliability. Have you seen this kind of consistency in someone you're dating? Now, let's get into the deeper layers of what future talk means. When a man includes you in his plans, it's not just about logistics, it's about vulnerability. Sharing dreams and goals requires trust and emotional openness. By talking about the future, he's letting you see a part of himself that's often guarded. His hopes, his ambitions, and the life he wants to build. It's his way of saying, "I see you as part of this." Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like someone was holding back from these kinds of conversations? Maybe they avoid talking about the future or change the subject when things start to get serious. That hesitation can be a sign that they're not ready to commit or don't see the relationship in the same way you do. And while that can be difficult to face, it's better to know sooner rather than later. Here's another layer to consider: the kind of future he envisions with you. Does it align with what you want? For example, if you're dreaming of adventure and travel, is he open to that? If you value stability and family, does he share those goals? These conversations are not just about his interest in you, they're about compatibility. A man who's genuinely invested will want to know your dreams and will take them into account when imagining the future. Let's talk about the role of Stoicism here. Men who embrace a Stoic dating philosophy often approach relationships with a calm, measured perspective. They don't rush into promises or make impulsive commitments. Instead, they take their time, ensuring that their words are backed by genuine intention. When a Stoic man starts talking about the future with you, you can trust that it's not just idle chatter, it's a carefully considered step forward. But what if he's not talking about the future at all? What if he avoids making plans or seems reluctant to discuss long-term possibilities? This could be a sign that he's not fully invested or isn't ready for something serious. And while it's important to give people the space to grow, it's equally important to recognize when someone's actions or lack thereof are telling you where they stand. Let's flip the script for a moment. How do you feel when someone includes you in their future plans? It feels amazing, doesn't it? It makes you feel valued, seen, and secure. That's the kind of energy you should aim to cultivate in your relationships. And when you find someone who's willing to create that shared vision with you, it's a sign of a deep and meaningful connection. Before we wrap up this final sign, let's take a moment to reflect. Have you noticed someone consistently including you in their future plans? If so, cherish that connection. It's rare and beautiful. But if you haven't, don't be discouraged. It's better to recognize where you stand now than to invest in something that isn't aligned with your desires. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like this video and comment number 1 if these insights are helping you recognize the signs of genuine interest. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more powerful relationship advice. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's take a moment to pull everything together. Throughout this video, we've explored the 5 clear signs that he's really interested in you, each revealing deeper layers of genuine care, affection, and commitment. But these signs aren't just about him, they're about you too. They're about recognizing what you truly deserve in a relationship and never settling for less than someone who values you in a way that's consistent, meaningful, and real. If you've seen these signs in your relationship, congratulations. You've likely found someone who is invested in building something special with you. But remember, relationships are not about passivity, they're about mutual growth. If he's putting in the effort, show him your gratitude. If he's prioritizing your well-being, reciprocate that care. True connections are built on balance, trust, and the willingness to show up for each other every day. But let's not forget, relationships are about more than just spotting the signs. They're about how you feel. Do you feel valued, cherished, and respected? Do his actions align with your needs and desires? If the answer is yes, embrace that connection wholeheartedly. If the answer is no, give yourself the grace to seek what you truly deserve. Remember, love isn't something to chase, it's something to grow. A man who's genuinely interested will show it in ways that feel authentic, natural, and undeniable. You won't have to guess or second guess because his actions will speak louder than any words ever could. Before you go, let me leave you with a challenge. Take a moment to reflect on your relationships. Are you seeing these signs in someone? Or are you realizing that it's time to raise your standards? Either way, this is your opportunity to take control of your love life and align it with your worth. If this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like this video and comment number 1 if you found these insights helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more transformational relationship advice. It's just a click away, but it could change the way you approach love forever. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, You are deserving of a love that uplifts you, challenges you to grow, and makes you feel truly seen. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay confident, and never stop believing in the incredible power of connection. I'll see you in the next video.